And what before the pandemic, what was the anxiety levels for 29%, and now it shot up to 72%. The US cases of depression have tripled during the COVID-19 pandemic. A large study finds a dramatic increase in the number of adults in the United States reporting symptoms of depression during the COVID-19 pandemic. The number of adults experiencing the depression in the US has tripled. According to a major study, researchers estimate that more than 1 in 4 US adults now report experiencing symptoms of depression. Before the pandemic, 8.5% of US adults reported being depressed. That number has risen to 27.8 as the country struggles with COVID-19. The employees at the work hit the hardest. The young workers, which is age groups between 22 to 25, almost 90%, and ages 26 to 37%, 83%, and about ages 38 to 54, about 73%, and ages 55 to 74, about 7%. So what are the contributions from Kailasa's Department of Human Services to combat this COVID-19? What are the contributions to the humanity? With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Kailasa's Department of Enlightened Civilization presents that Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship, Department of Human Services, and each of Kailasa's temple ecosystems consider the right of happiness to be the highest fundamental right of all human beings. In fact, all beings. The ultimate goal for Hinduism and Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, that it's is the material and spiritual well-being and prosperity of humanity. Kailasa is a place where everything related to superconsciousness is revived. All the sampradayas, all the spiritual ecosystems created for enlightenment will be revived and established in such a way it never gets lost again. There is forever serving the humanity, says the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can see how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism tirelessly worked for over 27 years to revive the temple-based ecosystems of Kailasa. You can see the glimpses from Adi Kailasa Sarvajnapeetham and how Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted various workshops, and thousands and thousands of people attended these workshops, and he and taken the disciples to the various yatras, pilgrimages. These pictures are, some of these pictures, glimpses are from those, and the various processions, temple rituals, reviving those, and leading by example by Kara Seva, the leading into the Kara Seva is voluntary physical work to any cause, any good cause. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism leading an example to the peacekeepers of Kailasa, to everyone, by doing the Kara Seva. And he has established the thousands of ecosystems across the continents, across the globe, and starting from 1994, when Mataji Vibhudananda Puri traditionally handed over, like serving the humanity, serving the Annadan and various temple rituals and various programs, meditation workshops, free meditation workshops like Kalpataru and other various programs serving the humanity. And you can see the rightmost picture where the same Tiruvannamalai Sarvajnapeetham receiving visitors and delegates for the Kalpataru meditation workshop and the Shiva, the primary initiations of Hinduism. And you can see some more glimpses where Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism tirelessly worked. Now you're seeing the glimpses are from the Western Hemisphere, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism worked to establish the temples in the Western Hemisphere. And you can see the Kailasa in Columbus, and the previous picture that is Kailasa in Los Angeles. This is picture that you're seeing is from Kailasa in Seattle, Washington, and the Kailasa in San Jose, California. And the glimpses you're seeing now from Kailasa in St. Louis, Missouri, and Kailasa in Phoenix, Arizona, and Kailasa in Houston, Texas, and Kailasa in Toronto, Canada. So there are various spiritual practices and various activities to reach out to the people, to public, and to conduct the various practices, and what are the essential practices that the participants of the spiritual ecosystems are the Adinavasis of the spiritual ecosystems to do. One of it is the morning spiritual routine, and what is that enlightened ecosystem is about, and how it is serving and saving the humanity from this the pandemic. So before that, the Devi Parashakti revealed in 12th May 2021 that I came as Nija Avatar. I am blessing you. Listen, people, listen. To do good to all of you, I have taken the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nija Avatar. People of India, listen carefully. Listen. Time after time, Bharatam is Jnana Bhumi, where enlightened beings comes, and we cannot make Jnana Bhumi as infertile. Enlightened beings have to come, and they have to live, and it has to flower. For few hypocrites, because they are stuck in delusion, we cannot sacrifice the world. Cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save the cosmos from being destroyed, that is called Adi Kailasa. The ship I did to protect beings from Pralaya is Adi Kailasa. Because of conspiracy of Drohis and enemies rule, the captain has to leave the ship. Before 12 years, knowing the great deluge that is going to happen, all Aushadas, by this Guru Purnima, that Jnana Rasavadam, Navapashana is going to flower, all people to come and take dip in Navapashana flower. People, whoever comes and dip in Vaidyasarovar, they will not have death and they will not have corona. Crores and crores of people will come in line every day, and they will come and dip in the Ananda Lingam. On 13th May 2021, Devi revealed that, listen to my words. For India, I made this ship as protection, the Nithyananda Navapashana Lingam in Vaidyasarovar, and go to Adi Kailasa. O Indians, listen. All those regretting losing the Nithyananda Nija Avatara without confusion and without talking, just as a lip service, go to Adi Kailasa. The scores of people will come there looking for health, Navapashana water feast, and meditate. To get health and protection and enlightenment, to protect India from the great destruction, I, Parashakti, made this huge ship. Even if captain is not there, ship is there. So when the first world countries closed their borders during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. The morning spiritual routine is a fuel to reach Kailasa. Morning spiritual routine and the chemical changes it brings to you, and the healing it does in your system, and the biological rhythm it sets in your system, all of them are very important. It is an important fuel for you to experience the multiple dimensions of the universe. The spiritual routine and integrity to the spiritual routine, initiations, all are completely private and personal between you and me. The members of Kailasa's protective, preventive, multi-layered quarantine initiative take part every day here in Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham, and the morning spiritual routine consists of the Nithyananda Yoga, Panchakriya, and Nitya Pratyaksha Paduka Puja, and the Kashayam, which is herbal drinks to one and all by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Morning spiritual routine. Tune your biological clock to the spiritual practices because the chemistry you enjoy inside matters. That decides the kind of plane of the universe, dimension of the universe you are going to experience. Kailasa or Patala. Kailasa is the place where Paramashiva lives. It is the highest vertical time zone where Paramashiva lives. And Patala is the place, the lowest vertical time zone where the demons live, or Swarga or Naraka, the heaven or the hell. So morning spiritual routine is a direct path to Kailasa. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, person who is in love will wait to spend time with the beloved. If you are a seeker and you'll be waiting for this 5 hours every day, because that is the time you get near what you are seeking closely. A person who is in love will be loved, and a person who is seeking will be waiting to spend this 4 hours, because this is the time you get closest to what you are seeking. Shape into the system, and then when your beloved comes near you, and if you are tired and love is gone, dead. During the morning 4 hours, if you are bored and your seeking is dead, gone, and you need thorough howling inside you, and you need to question many of your answers, that you need to bring pure questioning back to your life. The morning spiritual routine, after you wake up, you'll start with the Panchakriya. The Panchakriya involves the 5 powerful processes to remove toxins and impurities from your system. And just like how we take shower every day to clean the external parts of our body, Panchakriya is a powerful cleansing process which cleanses the internal organs of our body. Keeping it cool, these techniques not only cleanse our body, but bring peace and balance to our mind and lightness and bliss to our being. The Nithyananda Yoga, which when you do the yoga, you experience your entire body becoming Amrita Sharira, that is the body filled with nectar, and it becomes an ecstatic body just by the air without any external touch. In puja, you experience the space of bhakti, devotion, the space of surrender that occurs to you. From this devotion moves you from I, which is so heavy, to Hinduism is Rudrabhishekam. In Rudrabhishekam, we offer sacred bath to the Shivalinga while chanting powerful mantras. The Shivalinga is a deity which beautifully represents the divine. Its form indicates how God is and formless. When in the puja, when we sit down and connect with the God, performing the Rudrabhishekam, O Sadashiva, O Paramashiva, I know you are the source of everything and you are reveal yourself to me. And when we sit in that power, when we sit with that context and do the action of Rudrabhishekam, we experience the Bhava Samadhi. The only in Bhava Samadhi can give us the higher taste and higher joy in life. Rudrabhishekam is a beautiful ritual which allows us to experience the Bhava Samadhi of Shivoham, that I am divine. Regular practicing of morning spiritual routine, you'll manifest Shaktis, the spiritual powers. If you just follow this morning 5 hours enough, you will have the Vak Shakti, that means all Shaktis manifesting in you, because all the obstacles for manifesting Shaktis, the tiredness, boredom, pitta, fatigue, everything will be churned out in that morning 5 hours. The morning puja is a powerful mandala process, the Shakti Pata, melting your being and then sitting and listening to the sacred truths. Constantly inspiring, engaging, alive, awakening. Just this morning 5 hours, if you can bring integrity and authenticity, all the obstacles stopping you from the power manifestation will disappear. You can perform all the spiritual practices by yourself. like the morning yoga and Nitya Puja. But there will always be the risk of losing your initial inspiration and excitement after a few days or after a few weeks. Living in the enlightenment ecosystem, even if your boredom or tiredness try to pull you down, the Sangha will support you, help you, giving you the wake-up call, supporting you to complete your incompletions. In Sanatana Hindu Dharma, we had at least 10,000 sampradayas. The religious, spiritual traditions, this enlightenment are keeping the enlightened ecosystem alive. Each Hindu sampradaya is a spiritual ecosystem created for keeping the enlightenment science alive. Every monastery, every adhinam, every mutt, every temple, every Veda Patashala, every Sarvajna Pita, the ecosystem is created to created a lineage, a sampradaya created to keep the ecosystem of spiritual enlightenment alive. Some may be Shakta, some may be Yoga, some may be Vedanta, and some may be Tantra. Some may be Shakta Vedanta, some may be Shaiva Tantra. Some may be Yoga Vedanta, and some may be Yoga Shaiva. And some may be Vaidika Shaiva, and all kinds of permutation and combination. Each temple, each mutt, each monastery, each adhinam, each Veda Patashala, each sampradaya is a spiritual ecosystem created to keep the enlightenment science alive for that sampradaya. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. You can see some of the glimpses how the Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham, the glimpses from the members enrolled in the Kailasa's code protection initiative as they practice the morning spiritual routine, the Nithyananda Yoga, the Guru Puja, Shiva Puja, the enlightenment ecosystem of the Adi Kailasa in Bangalore. This morning spiritual routine generally makes up the 5 hours of everyone's day, and in one of the most fundamental practice of the seeker. And anyone who are on the path of achieving the enlightenment to keep the ultimate super consciousness space of Paramashivoham. And you can see some more glimpses. You can see some more glimpses where the participants of the COVID Care Protection Centers doing the morning yoga. You can see more and more glimpses and doing the puja. So join the COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Along with these various spiritual practices, in these multi-layered quarantine COVID Care Protection Centers as the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. See, what are the other services that are offered? What one of the main thing that Kailasa offers is the Annadhan, the free service of the free food, where Sattvic organic free meals. So what is the significance? What is the need for this? So as you see the statistics due to the pandemic and even the before also the pandemic has accelerated the increase in the global food insecurity affecting the vulnerable households in almost every country. It has exacerbated existing inequalities, pushing millions of people into the vicious cycles of economic stagnation, loss of livelihood, and worsening of food insecurity. The COVID-19 is creating a hunger catastrophe in India. The World Bank estimates that 71 million people will be pushed into extreme poverty across the globe as a result of the pandemic. The World Food Program estimates that 130 million people could fall into category of food insecure over and above the 820 million who were classified as such by the 2019 State of the Food Insecurity in the World's report. The hunger in plain sight. COVID-19 worsens the plight of food insecurity. More than 50 million people have experienced food insecurity during the pandemic, up from the 35 million in 2019, according to the Feeding America nonprofit, the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization. Child malnutrition and hunger skyrocket in Haiti as COVID-19 infections spike. At least 86,000 children are at the risk of developing a severe acute child malnutrition in this year in Haiti. According to sources connected to the United Nations Children Fund, the number of children projected to suffer from starvation this year has doubled as the impoverished nation continues to grapple with extraordinary political and social crisis exacerbated by the pandemic. Refugees are paying the highest price. Vulnerable groups such as refugees are paying the highest price in the COVID-19 pandemic. We are seeing alarming trends that the many refugees around the world are unable to pay for food or rent and are struggling to access healthcare and education. By price hikes in local markets and further displacement caused by the campfires have pushed many families further into food insecurity. During April and May, around 30,000 refugees in Cox's Bazar camps raised questions and concerns, with 63% seeking services, including urgent food relief and shelter. Just over one third, 37% requested health and medical care. The famine risk spikes amidst the COVID-19, the conflict, and funding gaps. The number of people teetering on the brink of famine has risen from the 34 million projected at the beginning of the year to 41 million projected as of June. Without immediate emergency food assistance, they too face starvation, as this slightest shock will push them over the cliff into famine conditions. The World Bank releases report on growing food insecurity. The World Bank released food insecurity rates in Russia have led to severe and widespread increases in global food insecurity, affecting vulnerable households in almost every country, with impacts expected to continue through 2021 and into 2022. It also states that the global food prices increased significantly by 38% since January 2020. The World Economic Forum released that the 155 million people are caught up in food crisis of varying severity. 133,000 people in Burkina Faso, South Sudan, and Yemen. 10 countries account for 2/3 of those facing acute hunger. The resilience of agri-food systems is being eroded by conflict, insecurity, and environmental trends. So join the COVID care protection centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. So now let us understand the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on various satsang. Explain the importance of the food that we eat. He always says, you become what you eat. What you eat contributes to what you think, and what you think contributes to what you cognize. And what you cognize contributes to who you are. So what you eat directly affects who you are, and that is why I'm making the statement, you become what you eat. And what is in your plate matters, and because that is going to become you. Violence-based food derived from the killing of animals and life-negative, chemical-based toxic food both harm the system equally. The organic vegetarian food is not just for health. It gives you an inner peace, physical system, and physiological flow. To develop highest psychology, not only your physical system, even your physiological flow needs to cooperate. Your brain is constructed for all these higher things. When you don't explore the higher things, you are bound to feed the lower things and keep your brain engaged for survival. If you don't explore the higher dimensions of consciousness, you will force yourself into the drugs and try to explore the hallucination, imaginary, illusory dimensions of the universe. So make vegetarianism as a lifestyle. The human body is naturally designed for vegetarian food. The inner mechanism like feeling, thinking, words, everything is designed to function with vegetarian food. So it is like having a generator which can handle only 220-volt volts current, and or a UPS which can handle only 220-volt current. But it is given 20,000 volts current, what will happen is simply get fused. So energy of the food matters. The food without anxiety, fear, depression, biomemories, if they are consumed by a person, the energy with which they think, the energy with which they utter words, and the energy with which they act, the energy with which they feel, everything will be aligned to the natural source of energy, and it will be aligned to nature, which is the inner potential energy. Kailasas, Annalayas, that are serving the free, organic, vegetarian, sattvic meals for all, eliminating the hunger. The developmental, economic, social, and medical impacts of malnutrition and famine have a critical impact on the individual, familial, community, and national, ultimately on the global level. With the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic triggering an alarming spike in food insecurity, the United Nations have given warnings of famine of biblical proportions. In 2020 alone, 690 million people were estimated to be pushed into the food insecurity. The access and availability to organic food, Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has committed to the distribution of free organic food to everyone. Not just since the beginning of his public life, but from his very upbringing itself. Kailasas Annalayas, the food bank established all across the globe, distributes and serves free vegetarian organic food for people of all castes, creed, religion, race, gender, and social standing. The various services, global services under the Kailasas Department of State, providing relief for natural man-made calamities, working to eliminate the world hunger. Now you can see the way always Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that we will revive the food supply system of Kailasa. Before you get hungry, food will be ready. Continuous Annada. I'm not giving you any fantasy. It is already becoming a reality. You can see the glimpses where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism serving the free Sattvic organic meals to. This picture that you're seeing is 22nd November 2002. The pictures show the early days of Kailasa spiritual mission, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism offered Tirunamalai. Now you're seeing a picture with a fractured hand, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism engaged in selfless work day and night, inspiring the peacekeepers of Kailasa, sovereign, to engage in selfless service, leading the nation of Kailasa by example. In 2011, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had a multiple compound fracture with the bone protruding out of the skin. Two steel plants that were fastened in 2011 and that were removed in 2013, then because the bones are completely healed. And this picture is right after the surgery. And the glimpses that you're seeing are from the Pondicherry. It is taken on 3rd 2012. And you can see some more glimpses of the Thane flood relief. And 9th September 2011, the Nithyananda Annalaya inauguration, Tirunamalai, India. And the glimpses that you're seeing are from Arogya Yoga Health Workshop, Tamil Nadu, India, where 25th November, taken on 25th November 2005. And the Nithyananda Spurana Meditation Workshop, pictures that you're seeing where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism directly serving to all, the picture you're seeing on 12th December 2007. And see some more glimpses where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously serving the Annadan. This picture particularly is from the 20th September 2012 Nithyananda Spurana Meditation Workshop, Tirunamalai, India. Kartike Deepam celebrations where the free Annadan is served to one and all. And the various meditation workshops where you can see the free Sattvic organic meals are served. And the picture that you're seeing, the Pandara feast served for respected spiritual leaders and Hindu monks. The picture it is from Kumbh Mela and 5th May 2016. And the picture that you're seeing, the Kumbh Mela, where the free the meditation workshop been conducted, and where the pictures after during the program, the free Sattvic organic meals was served. The picture that you're seeing, the Annadan happening at the Arunachala Sarvagya Peetham, Tirunamalai, India. And the Tiruchengodu Sarvagya Peetham, the pictures are from 18th August 2019. Annadan distributed during the Guru Purnima, the traditional celebration of Guru. The picture that you're seeing on 6th July 2019. Sadashivoham meditation workshop, which is where you find the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism serving the free Annadan. Annadan service continues in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis. The pictures that you're seeing are taken on 30th May 2020 at Madurai, India. Now, the proof of necessity for Annadan, the Bengal famine of 1943.
What I found in researching the Bengal famine was that Churchill did several things that greatly aggravated the death toll. India was being used extensively for the war effort. Indian resources, Indian soldiers, and Churchill repeatedly refused to acknowledge the fact that the extent to which India was used could lead to famine.
Viceroy to India, Archibald Wavell, called the Bengal famine one of the greatest disasters to have befallen people under British rule, and said the reputational damage was incalculable. During one government discussion about famine relief, Secretary of State for India Leopold Amery recorded Mr. Churchill saying that any aid sent would be insufficient because Indians bred like rabbits.
What I found in researching the
from 1943 to 1944, in the man-made famine of Bengal, as per existing records, 3+ million were murdered. The Prime Minister of the world's biggest empire, controlling the 1/3 of mankind, claimed they could not do anything about the people dying of hunger because Hindus bred like rabbits and famine was their fault. In 2016 Ujjain Kumbh Mela, the peacekeepers of Kailasa served organic food to over 3+ million people. The peacekeepers of Kailasa, under the leadership of the Pontiff of Hinduism, have served more than 1 billion free meals in past 26 years and are determined to end hunger and poverty in all its ways could not deliver. Kailasa is not driven by war or fear or greed. It is an enlightenment based, driven by selfless service. Vedagamas, the source of Hindu scriptures, declare the annam bahukurvita, which means let us produce food in large quantities. Through the widespread distribution and promotion of free, healthy, organic food, Kailasa's global peacekeepers led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism serve such that we may achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture globally. Annadan is a vision to end poverty and hunger in all its forms. To join the Kailasa's COVID care protection centers, register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. So when the first world countries closed their borders during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. The free COVID care centers opened across India are Adi Kailasa in Bidadi, Bangalore, Salem Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Tirunamale Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Rajapalam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Puduvai Adinam in Pondicherry, Pattanam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Srirangapadi Adinam in Tamil Nadu, and Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad, and Madurai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, and Avattipalam Erode, Tamil Nadu, and Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. Rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of COVID-19 third wave. Multiple free COVID care centers opened across India, the list that we have seen just now, and the various social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India, spiritual services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. Cosmic revelations on global pandemic. The free social services offered during the pandemic in de facto spiritual embassies across India. Some of these are free medical care, which includes allopathy, Ayurvedic, Siddha medicine, infrastructure to accommodate thousands, and accommodation for multi-layered quarantine, emergency ambulances, ICU on wheels, and personal protective medical equipment, and food security management through food banks and organic farming. So join the COVID care protection centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. You can see the glimpses at the preparations and the measures that are taken protection centers, the groceries collected for the Annadan, and the Ayurvedic Sattvic vegetarian meal served to one and all, and the Adinavasis of the Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham continued working around the clock in organizing the storage of groceries to accommodate the large number of people arriving for the Kailasa's COVID production initiative. The Department of Agriculture, Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham, the banana plantain in Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham, a glimpse of self-sustainability lifestyle being cultivated in multi-layered quarantine facilities. The Kailasa Department of Agriculture at the Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham, the Department of Agriculture's mission is to revive environmental friendly, sustainable, economic friendly, and the Department of Housing, Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham, India, the Adinavasis are working in full swing, helping facilitate all the requirements needed to accommodate the hundreds of people coming in for protection from the COVID-19 pandemic. The Kailasa Department of Health at the Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham, as the third wave of COVID hits the world, the medical and emergency response team raises the preventive measures. Each individual is guided to take at least 11 minutes from the Kailasa Department of Agriculture, the Adi Kailasa Sarvagnapeetham. The organic Sattvic meals include a balance of steamed rice balls, curries, and fruits. All items are verified per meal and distributed to different locations on Adi Kailasa campus. Register now through the Kailasa's COVID care protection centers through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Ecosystems majorly of temple-based. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism majorly working on the revival of temple sciences and ecosystems. We will understand, let's understand the significance of the revival of this temple-based ecosystem, how it protects or provides the global peace. If you see across the world, the major temples have been shut down due to the pandemic. The temples which are run continuously for thousands and thousands of years. For example, the Puri Jagannath temple to remain closed for public for an indefinite period, and the all religious places closed for the public in Bhubaneswar as the city record the highest COVID surge. And in Uttar Pradesh, major Madhura temples banned the entry of devotees amid the COVID-19 surge, and the Gujarat Somnath temple closed for darshan amidst the COVID-19 surge, and in the temples getting vandalized and various other things, where the now in the times when the COVID-19 is rampant and the ancient temples are in a lockdown because of the risk of the widespread corona disease, the devotees of these temples were visiting and having darshans of their gods and goddesses for thousands of years. Yet all these ancient sacred sentiments have come to an harming halt after the lockdown have taken place. The religious fervor of the devotees is being lost due to the pandemic. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the e-Kailasa ecosystem and bringing all the ancient traditions of the online platforms on Kailasa TV, YouTube, and Facebook. So let's understand the basics of the temple ecosystems, the deity worship. Why deity worship? Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, deities are not mere idols. They are embodiment of ideals. We do not worship the idols. We worship the ideals represented through the idols. When the divine is present before him in a form that he can see, touch, or relate to, the transmutation becomes an easy and joyful process. Second, deities in a real kshetra are always carved in the form of ancient masters and enlightened beings. Even though no longer in the body, they can be invoked through the name or the form they used while in the physical plane. When we pray to the deity or chant his name, the corresponding divine vibration is automatically awakened and becomes available on the energy plane to guide and bless us. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says we mastered the science of bringing the divine to the deities and expressing the divine through the deities. The whole science has been mastered in the Vedic tradition. The revival of temples will be the revival of world peace and world bliss. Revival of the temple culture, the deity worship where people are made to look in. That is where the revival of Sanatana Dharma, Advaita Satya, the truth of oneness, is going to happen. The divine manifests in the various forms. When Shiva saved Markandeya from death, and that became an independent deity that's called Kala Kala. The same way, he danced in ecstasy, and that action became Nataraja. And Vishnu's very action of showering blessings on the world becomes Lakshmi. And Brahma's very action of constantly sharing the wisdom becomes Saraswati. So each of the actions of the ultimate becomes the independent intelligence and energy. When you connect with those independent intelligences, those deities, whatever you want immediately happens. Whatever result you want, worship with those divine energies who are the personification of those specific actions. Immediate results are achieved by the connect in this world. This can be a powerful method through which you can achieve whatever you want in your life. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. The Kailasa's temple ecosystems are across the world. The Kailasa is a place where everything related to superconsciousness is revived. All the sampradayas, all the spiritual ecosystems created for enlightenment will be revived and established in such a way it never gets lost again, and they are there forever serving the humanity. Now let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism about the revival of Hinduism's temple ecosystem.
I am going to revive Hinduism by setting up a model community, enlightenment ecosystem. I am going to create absolutely from the scratch newly self-sustaining, temple-based Hindu ancient enlightenment ecosystem and civilization based on that. Understand? Kailasa is reviving the ancient Hindu enlightened civilization. Paramashiva himself manifested this Kailasa Mandala, the enlightenment ecosystem, and the lifestyle I am going to revive this whole enlightenment ecosystem, Kailasa, by creating a model Kailasas all over the world. I am
The adulation of violence in recent lifestyle has enabled disruption in several nations, affecting millions of lives with the mental distress, physical health elements, defalcation of food supply, and pinpointed destruction to the infrastructure of several countries. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan, made it his mission to bring the global peace from the ground level through the Kailasa Department of Religion and Worship and the Department of Human Services to bring harmony to humanity, to create a life of freedom and peace for every individual on the planet through the revival of the temple ecosystems. The director of National Institute of Mental Health pointed out that the environmental factors present risk and the protective influences on mental health. He grouped such factors into three types. Individual factors such as the microbiome and the natural and built-in components include green spaces, housing, highways, and may play the and the social factors like family structure, poverty, and other health determinants of health. From 1994 to this date, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has worked tirelessly in the revival of temple ecosystems globally. Through the Kailasa Department of Religion and Worship and the Department of Human Services led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, this lifelong commitment to the mission and vision of bringing global harmony, sustainable living, and reproducible ecosystems has been proven in bringing the active and contributing systems around the world. Starting from 1994 to continuously working and establish these ecosystems and various other services. So Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship, Department of Human Services, and each of Kailasa's temple ecosystems consider the right of happiness to be the highest fundamental right to all human beings, in fact, all beings. The ultimate goal for Hinduism and Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is the material and spiritual well-being and prosperity to humanity. Register now through the link below to the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below https://kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. Now we'll learn more on the temple sciences. Let's watch a video where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, during the inauguration of Golden Temple of Paramashiva in 2018 in Adi Kailasa Sarvakyapeetham, let's watch the glimpse of that.
श्रीनित्यशिखरदर्शनं समस्तपापहरणं जन्मराहित्यम् अनिभेदोत्तिगदरा श्री परमहंस नित्यानन्द भ्रमराम्ब दिव्यक्षेत्रम् दर्शिंచి మోక్షమే ఉందండి భక్తులారా. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. మోక్షమునర్చగే శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య సన్నిధి జయ గురు శైశైలం. మోక్షమునర్చగే శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య సన్నిధి జయ గురు శైశైలం. ఓం హర హర నిత్య, హర హర నిత్య. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. నాలుగు ప్రవేశ ద్వారములు నిత్య సన్నిధికి, హగు ప్రవేశ ద్వారములు నిత్య సన్నిధికి. చిత్తపడము త్రిపురాంతగములో తీర్థములు అవి తీర్చును భక్తుల కోరికలు. ప్రతి ద్వారములో తీర్థములు అవి తీర్చును భక్తుల కోరికలు. నేత్రానందము శైశైలం, శుభయోగము కూర్చున్న శ్రీశైలం. నేత్రానందము శైశైలం, శుభయోగము కూర్చున్న శ్రీశైలం. ఓం హర హర నిత్య, హర హర నిత్య. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. 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 మోక్షమునర్చగే శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య సన్నిధి జయ గురు శైశైలం. మోక్షమునర్చగే శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య సన్నిధి జయ గురు శైశైలం. ఓం హర హర నిత్య, హర హర నిత్య. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. నిత్య హృదయమే శ్రీశైలం, ఆరునిదేజమే శ్రీశైలం. నిత్య హృదయమే శ్రీశైలం, ఆరునిదేజమే శ్రీశైలం. జోకోదరుడు జియకరుడు శ్రీ నిత్యరుని శుభక్షేత్రము. జోకోదరుడు జియకరుడు శ్రీ నిత్యరుని శుభక్షేత్రము. మహిమాన్వితము పవిత్రము శ్రీశైలము భక్తుల యోగము. మహిమాన్వితము పవిత్రము శ్రీశైలము భక్తుల యోగము. వేదసారము పురాణము కీర్తించిన క్షేత్రము శ్రీశైలం. వేదసారము పురాణము కీర్తించిన క్షేత్రము శ్రీశైలం. ఓం హర హర నిత్య, హర హర నిత్య. అదిగో అదిగో శ్రీశైలం, నిత్య భక్తులకు నిత్య పురివాసం. అదిగో
Now let's listen. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam, explains about the science of temples.
We'll enter today's subject. It is such a vast ocean. Meenakshi's history and the history of Madurai Adinam, recorded history itself, is very little known information. And unrecorded Akashic readings are so much. I have to sync the whole thing in tune. It is still taking time for me to comprehend, especially to present it in your language, the language in which all of you can understand. I can see literally so much of cosmic information from the Akashic reading, Akashic recordings are getting downloaded and getting ground, processed to get expressed in the language in which you all can grasp, you all can understand, you all can receive, you all can enjoy. So it is taking little time. I'll answer some of your questions today related to this temple culture. As part of this Satsang series, Madurai Adinam series.
This is a question from Rajiv, India. Beloved Master, people not belonging to this culture knows little about this particular Meenakshi temple. Please tell us who is Devi Meenakshi and her husband. Why this grand temple? What are the visible and invisible functions of this temple? Please tell us, Swamiji.
Read the next question also. Both.
As we see in our present time, towers of mobile, TV or dish TV antennas everywhere connecting invisibility to satellites, doing an incredible function for individuals and for society. My question is, there is and was everywhere temples and deities in this culture. Anybody coming from outside just wonder, is this just sentimental carved stones, worshipping culture or just artistic sculpture? What is the invisible function of temples, deities?
See, both questions, same answer, both the questions together. Modern day dish TVs and mobile towers, all of them, the words, pictures, visuals can be transmitted. See the verbalization and visualization. Moms can be transmitted from one place to another place through these mobile towers, dish TV antennas. But the temple towers are created to transmit super consciousness from one place to another place. Please understand. In Meenakshi's time, there was television, conscious television. It used to be in stone slab. And if you just sit in front of that stone TV, meditate, connect with Meenakshi, she will appear live and answer whatever you want. So each of the stone slabs only slowly later on became deities. You can see in the TVs in which I am appearing and speaking are slowly becoming deities. They are receiving worship Flowers are offered to it. Aarti is done to it. Incense is given to it. Now, all our temples are planning to have a separate throne for this TV. In Los Angeles, already I am on the throne. The TV is in the throne. The TV, in which people are seeing me, have already become deity. Same way, please understand, the stones through which people were able to connect with the super consciousness have become deities. Same way, all our temples, deities, everything is a connecting mechanism with super consciousness. The mechanism which connects with the super consciousness. Please understand, the deities and temples are not just sentimental carved stones, or they are not just artistic sculptures, they are conscious transmitters. They raise you to the super consciousness. In each house in Vedic tradition, we have a puja room. All the puja rooms are your private conscious airport, are conscious transmission centers. The main temple is the place from where continuous super consciousness is radiating. So if you just sit and connect with a deep feeling connection, see, in those days human beings were so with the deity, that feeling connection. When I read Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it says, sit in Siddhasana and be in Samadhi. That's all. So the human beings were so simple in those days. Just if you sit in Siddhasana, you are already in Samadhi. If you sit, your mind sits. Your mind shits. Mind is completely away from the body. In those days, human beings were so simple and intelligent. All the non-mechanical parts of their brain were awakened. It is Western culture. In the Vedic civilization, always human beings were brought up in such a way that non-mechanical parts of the brain was fully alive and awakened. It is a cultural invasion, destroyed the greatest possibility of the human being when the non-mechanical parts of the brain is not functioning anymore. The temples, deities, all these are looking useless. Otherwise, they are a huge conscious infrastructure. Please understand. So, an example, suddenly, if we find some method to travel just 20 feet above the air or 30 feet above the air without petrol or diesel, all our automobiles, roads, everything will become useless. Then you will wonder, why so many automobile industries are established? Why so many cars are produced? Why this huge road waste? I think our ancestors are fools. You don't understand. At one period, it was used. It was being useful. Our temples, our deities, all these are useful if all your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened. Unclutching is the process to awaken your non-mechanical parts of the brain. When your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened, you will understand temples, deities, how useful they are, how directly useful they are, how they are part of our life, how they enrich our life, and how they make human beings intelligent, enlightened. These are the methods created to create enlightened civilization. These grand temples are not built as an just monument. They are built as a conscious movement. It is not like Egyptian pyramids, monuments. No. It is conscious movement to raise human beings to the highest consciousness, to make human beings experience the highest purpose. Understand, unclutch, use the temples to achieve the highest consciousness.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside
Now we are going to watch how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism did the Prana Pratishtha to the Lord Venkateswara deity in the Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham.
गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद मात्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा निविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा हरे नित्या नित्यानंदा हरे नित्या हरे हरे
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம் மறுகையில் அபயம் திருக்காட்சி உதயம் நித்யானந்தன் தோன்றிடும் இது ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம் பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்யன் திருமுகம் கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ பிடி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும் குணம் தாண்டி உருவம் அதும் தாண்டி குருவாய் நித்யன் தொழில் வாகனம் குணம் தாண்டி உருவம் அதும் தாண்டி குருவாய் நித்யன் தோன்றும் எழில் வாகனம் அருளாக அகவாழ்வின் இருள் நீக்கி சன்மார்க்க நெறி காட்ட அவன் காட்சி தரும் வாகனம் அருளாக அகவாழ்வின் இருள் நீக்கி சன்மார்க்க நெறி காட்ட அவன் காட்சி தரும் வாகனம் திருக்காட்சி கண்ட விழிகள் விரிந்திடும் வேண்டும் வர கேட்கும் மதிடும் பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் பூமியில் பிடி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும் அபயக்கரம் தாங்கி நித்யனும் அமர்ந்ததோ சகனம் அபயக்கரம் தாங்கி நித்யனும் அமர்ந்ததோ சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம் கருணை கடல் குழந்தை முகம் கொண்டு எழிலாய் புன்னகையோடு புவிக்கே தரும் தரிசனை கடல் குழந்தை முகம் கொண்டு எழிலாய் புன்னகையோடு புவிக்கே தரும் தரிசனம் கவி பாட உரை தன்னை உயிர் தேடிடும் தேடி எதை கூறினாலும் இதன் எழில் நீரிடும் பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்யன் திருமுகம் கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் பிடி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும் மறுகையில் அபயம் திருக்காட்சி உதயம் நித்யானந்தன் தோன்றிடும் இது ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம்
ஏந்தா புரியல வாழும் வந்த வழிய
Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivoham Nithyanandeshwari Paramashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahant, Tanedar Kotari, visitors, viewers, Sarvanyapita Yajamans, Kartas, Sarvabarityagis, Tanedar Kotari, visitors, Mantreshwara, Vidyeshwara, Ganeshwara, Lokeshwara, Astreshwara, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Listen. புலன்னமக்கு புலப்படாத பொழுதும் உயிர் உயிர்த்திருக்கும் உத்தமத்தன்மைக்கு நம்மை புலப்படுத்திக் கொள்ளலே சத்திய பிரத்யாகாரம். I'll repeat, listen. நாம் நமக்கு அடங்கி புலப்படாது போகுங்காலத்தும் உணர்த்தும் விதமாய் வாழ்க்கையை உயர்த்திக் கொள்ளல் சத்திய பிரத்யாகாரம். I'll translate. Listen. There will be a time in your life where your sense will not be active. Now itself declaring your conscious sovereignty over your senses, and even when they are not active, when they are not alive, when they are not excited, when they are not functioning, you remaining alive, active, powerful is pratyahara. That is the achievement your body need to do to manifest conscious sovereignty. This teaching, I directly understand. He taught me with a beautiful example. He said, how people die in the old age. He explained how one by one the senses stop functioning, like eyes slowly become dim. The skin loses its capacity to experience sex. then to experience even sensuality. Then it stops its ability to experience even a love, a loving touch or care. Then slowly it loses its experience even to sense. Then tongue, how it loses its ability to taste and its ability to verbalize what goes on inside you. Ears, how it loses its ability to receive sounds or information and process. Listen, even while all these senses don't function well, are excited, active, inspired to be alive, if you are alive, that is what is power of conscious sovereignty, preparing your body to live conscious sovereignty. See, when your senses are active, alive, declare your conscious sovereignty over them so that they will continue to be your obedient servants, the place they are supposed to be. And they will not fail you even when they are slowly settling down. This is the right science of pratyahara. I'll give you simple tips. Start with, see, all of you are addicted to some habits, some things. Some people will be addicted to coffee. At particular time, take coffee, only then they will be active in the office. The time you are supposed to take coffee, use Mahavagya inside you to create the energy, excitement, inspiration you need to carry on with your life, which you get only from coffee. One day, without coffee, just through Mahavagya, try to have. If you are choosing to be my disciple, it means if you are choosing to connect with the introduction I am giving about me, then the best Mahavagya for you is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, because it directly connects you with the living manifestation, like live spiritual umbilical cord. If you are not that connected to me, and you are like a visitor or a viewer, suddenly my satsang appeared in the Facebook, and you feel like, okay, let's see what is he doing, what is he trying to tell. He's wearing so much gold. Come on, let me see what he's trying to convey. For some reason, if you are watching the satsang, but not disciple, then use Om or Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Shivoham, any one Mahavagya which you feel connected. Try to replace Mahavagya instead of coffee. Same way, if you are addicted to your gadget, you can't be without your gadget, that nudge. Then just one day, keep it away and try to sit with Mahavagya. Just one day. I tell you, this simple way, start the pratyahara. If you are absolutely addicted to this comfortable cushion bed, just one day try to sleep on the floor. Wherever you feel uncomfortable, try to use Mahavagya to make you feel comfortable. If you are addicted to some music, keep that music aside. One day, try to listen to Mahavagya continuously. I tell you, just replacing few of your addictions with Mahavagya and feeling the freedom will give you tremendous strength and power. You will be able to replace even your food with Mahavagya. I did it. I did it. Practically last 3 years I am doing it. You can see how healthily I lost 30 kg. Very healthy way of losing 30 kg. Your food with Mahavagya. Let me very clearly spell it out. Using Mahavagya in your stomach and not putting any external food into it, or reducing the quantity drastically, 90%. When that kind of pratyahara starts in you, dry fasting, just water fasting, all this becomes too easy. Not only that, listen, it is not just for weight loss. Please understand, I am not teaching you weight loss technique. No. You make your whole body deeply purify itself to the core biomemory level. I tell you, when you get out of the addictions like a coffee, tea, you get out of actually the addictions like continuous irritation. You see, continuous irritation is kind of a drug. You feel compelled only if you have the drug, you can work. No, not required. Not at all required. You don't need a continuous irritation as a drug for you to function. Understand very clearly. So when you break one addiction, you break multiple addictions. All addictions by declaring your conscious sovereignty over your senses. I tell you, betel leaf and betel nut can be a powerful de-addicting. Oh, betel leaf and betel nut is addictive. No. Cigarette is addictive. Alcohol is addictive because they destroy your health. Betel leaf and betel nut never destroys your health. Don't add any items like lahiri or the other drug type of items. No. Simple betel leaf, betel nut is highly healthy. It is actually de-addicting substance. Listen. Food should be nourishing, tasty, making you healthy. Nourishing means you should feel fresh after eating. Tasty. You should feel very pleasant while you are eating and after eating. Healthy. It should keep you health for a long time. Listen. These are the definitions of Ayurveda. Don't eat which is not nourishing after eating, because you will not continue the diet if it is not tasty. It should be nourishing, tasty. It should keep you healthy for a long time, long-term healthy. Betel leaf, betel nut and all will fall in this category. Nourishing, tasty, keeps you long time healthy. Listen. Your